Hey everybody, this is Dave coming to you from the Gaming Cave. Today we're going to do a playthrough of Tank Duel Enemy in the Sights. And I've set things up already, kind of save a little time. So we're going to play single player, so I'm using the Robata module, and that'll control the tanks. I took a period of 1942-ish period here, so the two German tanks that I'm going to control are the Stug 3 and the Panzerkampfwagen 3. And then the two Russian tanks are both the same. They're T-34-76s, M43s. So we're going to do this playthrough here, and we'll see how it goes. One thing I do know is that there's two player aids that I'm working from. This is the player aid. So it's got all my sequence of play for me, and then there's the Robata player aid. So it's got their player aid, and then it also gives me like A, B, C, M. That's these different sections in here for me to look at and know what I need to do for the Robata tank. So it does slow the game down doing this because I got to look at every one of these, but that's okay. We're going to play the first scenario, so there's no hills. This is just a standard, what they call it, merging forces. So we're going to, all it is you get points for your kills and other tankers killed and destroyed tanks, and they'll get the same thing on us. And then this is the normal, if I was playing with somebody else, would be 3 times through the battle cards, but with the Robata we go 4 times. So on the 4th flip, when I go into the 4th card, then I'll add the game end. In the meantime, in the bottom half of the stack, there's a shuffle the deck card. Whenever we hit that, then we finish whatever we're doing, we shuffle the deck, and that counts as a turn there. The other things we have are these tank cards, the operational cards for the Robata. So these sit up like this, and then we deal from the bottom. So this one's bold. I can show you, sorry. Bold. So that's the type of strategy that tank's going to have. And then this one is cautious. So I got two separate, I got one tank that's cautious and one that's bold. And so it probably has some different effects on it as far as what strategy they're going to do. Okay, one other thing I wanted to show you before I get started was on Board Game Geek. I was looking around in this game and I found something really cool, and I went ahead and made them. I printed off these these boxes for Tank Duel, and they're made to hold your decks when you're all done. So they have different ones, and like on this one, it tells you which cards go in there. The broken cards, the on fire cards, the damage reference cards. So that's really cool. We have those. We have the battle cards, of course, and then this one has damage cards, infantry cards, anything, gun snare cards. And the nice thing is, I'll show you real quick here on like this broken card. They fit nice and loose right here. I printed them off at 104%, and you can, if you were sleeving these, those sleeves would fit in there nicely. And then I just used my hot glue gun and glued them together. I think that's pretty cool because when I put them in the box, I won't have cards flopping all around the place. So the next time I get the game out, it won't be a mess sorting through the cards. Okay, so the first thing we do, let's get started. We're going to have our draw phase. Players draw up to their hand size. So I get 4 cards plus 2 cards for every tank. So that gives me 8 cards. Now, all 4 commanders, the 2 Russian commanders, the 2 German commanders, are both seasoned. So they have an S on them. So no advantage. They don't get any extra cards for being seasoned. If they were green, they lose a card. If they're elite, they gain a card. So we got all 4 of us are at the same level. So we're gonna draw our 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 for each tank. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So I have a tactics card, a fire card, a tactics card, a command card, a move card, a gully, and a fire. So what I have to do here is I have to go ahead and decide what my initiative cards are going to be. So I have 2 tactics cards, 44 and a 43. I have this move card, which I really kind of want to use. And there's a gully for terrain and another fire card. Most likely on this first turn, I'm gonna use tactics there. And then I'm going to I think I'll play this other tactics card over here. So I have a 43 and a 44. Okay. So the next thing we do is now the initiative phase. So A. So this is where we set up to find out what the Russians are going to have for their tanks, for their initiative cards. Mine are 43 and 44. Okay, we're going to select an initiative card for each Robata tank. And hang on just a second, I want to check my setup here. I got to make sure of something. I slid all my markers to 1,000 meters, and I just need to make sure that's where they start at. No, they start at 800, so I got to move all of these to 800. I just thought of that when I was looking at my ranges. So we all start at 800. Okay. All right. So we have up here on the cards, tanks. They have a number, it's a flag. I'll show you on the German tank, like right here. And it says 3, that's their number of their tank. So here they have a 1 and they have a 2 up here for the Russians. So we're gonna draw 3 cards for the tank number 1. 1, 2, 3. And these go in order left to right when I lay them out. So we have a tactics, we have a fire, and we have a command card. Okay, now resolve and any revealed command card, and we go to table P for this one to see what it says to do with the command card. N-O-P, right above me. Command card, this command card right here is field action, good break. Play as a field action to discard up to 2 cards from your hand and choose up to 2 cards from the discard pile, or gain one of the following. So during the initiative phase, whenever Robata is instructed to resolve a command card, resolve the bottom action of the card using the priority. This is the initiative phase. If any unspotted target is within 1,200 meters, gain a spot counter. Well, 800 there and 800 to me is 1,600, so that doesn't happen. If spotted, then conceal. They're not spotted. If spotted or in terrain with cover, gain hull down. We're not that. Gain a spot counter for any unspotted target. Okay, so I gain a spot counter. So I'm going to show this Stug is spotted now, and his number is 1. So I use spot number 1. I'm going to put it on his spotted. So that was his command card. Okay, so I resolved the command card. Okay, determine the active Robata tank's peril level. Okay, +1 for each tank that has the active Robata, there's none. +1 for, there's no acquisition. +2 has the active Robata tank flanked, no. +2 if the active Robata tank has a mine, no. +2 if he's bogged, no. -1, so I have a -1 because I've spotted a tank with him. -1 for acquisition, -2, so that's it. So his peril level is 0. Okay, The next thing we do is we're reading down through here. This is to get his initiative. Okay, if he's in peril, use the revealed battle card to the lowest battle number. Don't have one. He's not in peril. If he's got one less than 10, he does. And that's that command card. So that becomes his initiative card right there. That ended that. And these two cards go to the discard pile. We'll put them right here in the middle. Discard. All right. Now we do the same thing up here for this tank. His first card is Smoke. Second card is Flank. Third card, Flank. So 2 flank cards for him. 1, 2, 3. Okay. He's not in peril. We already know that. So we go ahead and go down here to get his number. And the first thing we have is a card under 10. So he has a 9 right here on this number. Right here is 9. That becomes his initiative. And these 2 cards are now discards. Okay. We now go, we discard those battle cards. We now go into tank phase in initiative order, so the lowest number. So I have 44, 43. He has 4 and 9, so we do the 4 first. Okay, so the first thing he has is administration, which on B, administration, is if you're on fire, if your crew does not bail out, if you're, any of those things like that, if you're broken, those are all things we do in the administration step. Okay, we're not using infantry in this game, so we don't have to worry about buttoning up. So that's it for the administration step. So really nothing happened there. So now we go to action step, which is C. So the action step. So we reveal 3 cards from the battle deck, maintaining the order, and we're not at 400 meters. We don't have an elite crew. We don't have a green crew, and our commander is not KA. So we're going to pull 3 cards. He gets a move. He gets a move. And he gets a move. He got 3 move cards. Okay. No command card was revealed. We don't have a train card to play on any of these tanks that are moving, because they're not moving. All right. And now we go to Robata primary and secondary. So we look on his primary action, and the first thing is execute mission priority. Well, we don't have a mission priority. Fire at a high quality enemy target. So for him to have high quality, he has to have a hit of 65 or higher and a penetration of 0. So what we do is we look here at 1600. His 2 hit is 21. I can tell you now, there's no way he's going to get modifiers of plus 45 to get him up there. And his penetration being at this range of 4, and my hole's an 8, he's a -4. So we know he doesn't have a high quality target. So then we check him. Move if Robata tank can flank enemy or find terrain. Well, he can't because he didn't pull a terrain card and he didn't pull a flank card. Doesn't have any leadership to deal with. His low quality target's a 50, so we know that based on where he's at, he doesn't have that. So he's going to move. So he's going to play 2 of his move cards, 1 and 2. He's going to play these 2 move cards and move him up 400 meters. So he's now up to 400. All right. That's it for that one. That's him. And then we now do his, oh, hang on. Let me put that back. See, I missed a step right there. First thing you do is we check him to see if he can actually move. So what there is Robata move action. There's a success check. That's why you keep these cards in order. So we determine the actives. We see if he can do it. So his move number is a 7. So the first card we have ends with a 6. So he can move. That's 1. The second one, he goes to half of that and you round up. So half of the 7 rounded up is 4. So it has to be equal to or less than that. And the next card ends with a 7. So he does not. So he only gets 1 move. So he's going to move to 600. Okay, then we're going to check his secondary action. And his secondary, he moved, but he didn't have any terrain. So we put a move card on him that shows that he's still moving. And because he moved, he's now spotted. That's tank number 1. So both my tanks spot him also. So we know he's there now. This is kind of the advantage of not being the guy to go first on this first move. Okay, secondary action, spot enemy. So the first thing he can do is try to spot this tank over here. Okay, to spot the enemy is step I, right here. Determine which target the active tank will attempt to spot. Pull 2 battle cards. If either card shows binoculars, he spots the target. So we pull our battle cards and we're looking for binoculars, and right there they are, binoculars. But we're gonna pull 2 because that's what we're supposed to pull. He got binoculars on both of them. So he spotted the other tank, which is tank number 3. So he's got them both spotted now. Okay. Then we do our discard step, which is, and then, then we do our cleanup step, which is step M. If there was 1 or more command cards revealed and not resolved, we would do that. If he fired, we'd check for acquisition. We discard all the revealed battle cards. And if the tank's in peril, we would change that. And then we go on to the next tank. So that's it. These 3 are done. Okay. And and this should have come off when he started up there. Okay, so we go to the next initiative, and that's this tank. So this time we're going to do it right. We're going to pull his initiative card off of there. He gets 3 cards. He gets mud, he gets move, and he gets woods. So he got 2 terrain cards, but nobody on my side's moving yet. Okay, so again, we go through the initiative phase. No, I'm sorry, not the initiative phase, the tank phase. So we go to the administration step. There's nothing to do because nothing's happened yet in the game. So we go to his action step. So now we check his action, and this tank is bold. So execute mission priority, we don't have any. Fire to high quality. His high quality is 60, but we already know at 1600 he's a 21. He does not have a high quality shot. He can't flank because he doesn't have a flank card. He can fire at a low quality enemy target. His low quality is a 45, but at 21 he still wouldn't be able to do that. No leadership card. Otherwise he moves. Okay. So we look on the move table and we have to check for success. Okay, so the first success, he has to have his speed's a 7, and that card has a 9 under the little target sight right there. So he does not succeed on this one. The next one is a 4. Okay, so for success, I'm looking at the table, is equal to or higher, right? So it's a 4, and half of his is 4 rounded up. So he gets 1 success, so he can make 1 move, So he moves down to 600, and he can play the woods card because he has that woods card. So it puts him in the woods. So that's a good move for him. He's got cover now. Okay. We check his secondary actions. And his secondary action is load APCR. And that's an automatic action for him. So he loads up his APCR round, which will adds to his penetration or hit numbers. Okay. And then we go to action cleanup, and the only thing we have to do there is discard his 2 other cards right there. It now comes to me. So I have my German tank right here, and it is number 43. So he's going to go first. We pull that card off to signify that's the tank we're working with. Oh yeah, and because he moved, both my tanks spot him. He's automatically spotted. So we've got him in our sights now. Okay, so I'm looking at this guy here. He's on the move. So I have a command card. Played as a field action to combine an ally's hand with yours, then so I don't need that. Or gain one of the following: spot, hold down, or attempt to conceal at 2 times the current terrain's conceal value. So that's not bad. Move, gully, and fire. So I think I want to do for the Stug, he's going to do what have I got? I got 2 move cards. I can move both of them, or I can move the Stug 1. Yeah, let me look at this for a second. Okay, I'm going to do, let's see. Oh, here's the thing. Oh, I should have paid attention. I get, with the Robata cards, these numbers up here don't matter. You do whatever the numbers say, but with your tanks, these numbers up here do matter. And a move 9 and a move 8, the move 9, I can't use that for either tank. I should have used that as one of my cards here. Okay, so, and the fire 8, same thing, right? That fire level, in fact, that move 8 and 9, I can't do either one of them. Those were the cards I should have used. Well, that wasn't very smart. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what he's going to do. He's going to use that move 8, and he's going to load his APCR round right there. I'm getting him ready. And he can't move. And that fire 8, I can use it. The fire 2, I can use. And that command card, I want to keep it because if I move, I can get him hull down, or I can use it to conceal. So I'm going to hang on to that. So that's all he's going to do. That's the end of the Stug. He didn't move. He just, so they did not, this tank hasn't seen those guys yet. So we'll go over here, get rid of his card, and he's in a lot of the same boat. He's going to use this move card and load his APCR round. So he's got that loaded. And then we're going to sit on these 4 cards because I actually really like those cards. So that's the end of that first move. So as you can see, the Robata slows you down a little bit, but once you kind of get the flow going, and I don't have to show you the cards all the time on the next turns, I won't do that, then you'll see that this thing moves pretty quick. So here on the first move, not a lot happened yet. We have the 2 Russian tanks. One's moving, the other one's in the woods. They're both 600 meters out on theirs, and I'm at 800 on mine, so it's still a 1,400 meter range. So we're still a ways apart. So we got to get our tanks moving up here. The Germans do. I don't want to just sit back here the whole time. Because if you can get up here within 400, you gain an extra card. That's when flanking, some other things can start happening where you can get multiple shots sometimes. Yeah, I forgot to pay closer attention on my numbers up here. This Panzer Kampfwagen, he can use that fire rate where the Stug can't, but he's got a fire 2. So I know I got at least 1 fire card. If you get 2 fire cards on a guy, you can select where you want it to hit him. So some of these things start to become pretty important. Okay, so I'm going to break it here, and then we'll do part 2. I'm not going to call them turn 1, turn 2, because it's really one big long battle. But we'll call them parts as I do them. So this will be part 1, and then we'll see how it goes from here. So I think I'm off to a good start so far. I haven't forgot anything, it looks like. Again, if you follow the player aids, the Robata, I kind of had to get used to it at first, but once I kind of settled down with it, it was going pretty good. So let's call this one, and then we'll get ready to do another round. All right. Hey, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I'd appreciate it. If you like what we're doing, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks.